Yesterday, Congressman Jack Murthas from Pennsylvania, Vietnam veteran, one of the most prominent opponents of the Iraq War in the Congress, endorsed Hillary for president because it makes the best friend to bring our country home. Here's two former chairmen of the Joint Chiefs of Staff have endorsed her. 34 generals and admirals. She's got the widest number of veterans supporting her. Why? Because they agree with her on Iraq. They want to bring the troops home, but they know we have to rebuild the military, take care of the veterans, and fight the Al-Qaeda too. It's not as simple as just saying bring the troops home. So here's her policy. As specifically as I can. She laid it out a couple of days ago at the speech in Washington. If nothing changes at the time she is inaugurated, if you elect her president, she will instruct the Pentagon to give her a plan to begin bringing the troops home in 60 days at 1 or 2 brigades a month. That's about 60%. That should allow us to take care of the 100,000 American civilians that are in Iraq, who have to be cared for, and the Iraqis who have stuck their neck out for us as translators or drivers. I don't understand why this is, after all, the president's policy, the president's war. I don't understand why this government is reluctant to let the Iraqis who risk their lives for us come to America, but I hope you're not reluctant. We owe it to them. We can't leave them over there to be killed to come home. So, she would bring them home as quickly as she can, leaving only a very small special forces contingent, probably in the north of Iraq where there's no fighting, to deal with Al-Qaeda if they make a comeback. Because the Al-Qaeda, while the leadership is along the mountains and between Afghanistan and Pakistan, they are now around the Middle East. They want to start a third war in the Middle East. They want to stop the Israelis and the Palestinians from making peace. They want to wreck things. We should do what we can to stop them from making a comeback. Hillary's belief is if we bring our troops home, then the UN and other countries will do more to help Iraq hold together, and more importantly, the Iraqis will do more. Her position is that we have to do this for them, for ourselves, and for the war on terror in Afghanistan. Look, the Iraqis have we've been there longer than we were in World War II. We've had several thousand people killed. We've had tens of thousands of people wounded. We're spending $120 billion a year. We have used up the Army, the Marine Corps, the National Guard, the Reserve. We are training Navy reservists and Navy personnel and Army infantry tactics, and they are being deployed to Iraq. Last week there was a report about the rising mental health problems of people who are deployed for the second, the third, the fourth time. Families being wrecked because of this. In every respect, the military readiness of the United States is lower than it was the day I left office because of Iraq. We have got to bring our troops home. That's her position. And second thing is, we've got to do it because we can't really preserve the moderate Muslim democracy in Afghanistan and fight the Al-Qaeda and the Taliban if we don't. The Commandant of the Marine Corps said in the last 2 weeks, not a politician running for president, the Commandant of the Marine Corps said, okay, I know I need to send 3,000 to 3,500 more Marines to Afghanistan, and I'll do it, but I can't leave them there very long unless you let me bring the Marines home from Iraq. We have done what we signed on to do and even more, and Hillary believes it is time for our troops to come home, to rebuild the American military, to restore the families that need help, to take care of the veterans, and to fight the real war on terror against the Al-Qaeda. If you agree, I hope you support. There are lots of young people in this audience. This may not mean as much to you, but she asked me never to talk about this without making this point. If you elect her president, she will never let America do what we did after Vietnam. We made a shameful mistake in confusing an unpopular war with our obligations to the veterans who served in it. And we there are 200,000 homeless veterans. Most of them are Vietnam-era veterans who had their generation's version of what we now call post-traumatic stress syndrome. And unfortunately, it was not a matter of national policy. to give them all counseling and mental health care and a veterans home to live in and places to get them training. And this is a big deal to us. One of my really close friends in grade school and junior high and high school was a medic in Vietnam, and he put one too many people in a body bag, and he never got over it. But I was governor, and I knew him, and I knew them, and we built the veterans home there, and he has had as dignified and good a life as he could have had. But there are hundreds of thousands like him that this country walked away from. And she told me to tell you that if you elect her president, she will never let it happen. People will get That's my second argument to you. She'd be the best commander-in-chief. My third argument is that she's got the best chance to win the general election against Senator McCain. In the last several days, there have been several polls pointing out, these polls, they don't mean anything. You have to think about November. The world moves around. Look at how these campaigns move around. What you need to compete against Senator McCain and the Republicans, let's posit something.